The Love and Leary podcast is where nursing leadership, innovation, and real talk come together. Hosted by nurse leaders Marian Leary
and Rebecca Love.
The show dives into the issues that matter most to today's nursing community.
Each episode features candid conversations, expert insights, and bold perspectives on healthcare, leadership, advocacy, and the future of nursing. Whether you're a clinical nurse, nurse leader, or another healthcare changemaker, Love and Leary offers thoughtful dialogue and practical takeaways to inform, inspire, and empower nurses at every stage of our careers.
All right, so this is going to be new for us. The Love and Leary podcast coming to you live from the AONL Nurse Hack for Health Innovation Sprint, supported by Johnson Johnson and SONSIEL, and in collaboration with the Nursing Beat. So, Rebecca.
It's great to be here, Marian, and we're bringing in Jennifer Johnson, one of our attendees at the AONL Nurse Hack for Health Innovation Sprint. Jen, give us a brief introduction of who you are and what made you come to this event.
And come a little closer.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm Jen Johnson. I'm an ER nurse out of Hamilton, Ontario. I have designed the RX for Growth program to help bridge new nurses coming from clinical or from school to bedside, helping them really feel supported and help them just really get them going on realizing that it's the small wins that make a career, not like the really big ones. Yeah, and AONL has been a dream that I've been looking forward to coming to for some time. And I've been hearing about the hackathons. I've never been, so I thought, why not just explore and open?
So this is your first time at AONL and your first time at a hackathon. Dude, look at you living your best life.
I just go. I say yes and things happen.
Yes.
That is the right mentality that you always need to bring to anything in nursing. And so, Jen, while you're here, what advice would you share with other nurses about getting involved, showing up at conferences? You're not tied to a big healthcare system. Like, give some little encouragement to other nurses who are like, how do I break out of the life that I was living to go do the life that I want?
Yeah, so just go for it, especially if you feel conference is not where you're supposed to be. I'm not personally a nurse leader per se, but I have a viewpoint that is different from others, and it helps bring my viewpoint of bedside nursing to those who are not doing it and to leaders, and to give them a little bit of an inside experience. I've been to an HR conference, which again, I had no place to be there, but made some great connections, and being able to voice, this is what nursing is. I think I blew the mind of one HR professionals, on violence rates and stuff like that, and they had no idea. So it was great to be able to share my insider knowledge with them and go from there.
And this is what we were just having a conversation with another table about, getting out of your comfort zones, and then also having the nurses' voices at other conferences that aren't specific to nursing, so that nurses control the narrative of explaining what our profession does, so that others can understand what it is.
Yeah.
And unless nurses go outside the professional conferences for nurses, we'll never be able to really spread that knowledge. And so I love that you're doing that, going to HR conferences and even coming to leadership conference, even though you're not technically a leader, which I would say all nurses are leaders.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just different variations.
Right, different variations.
So, Jen, we appreciate you being here, and we're wishing you best of luck with everything you're building in your company and things that are going forward. And we can't wait to hear about the rest of the end of this hackathon and what it goes on. So we'll circle back up with you and get some final thoughts about that soon.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Thanks for joining us.
I love it. Thanks, Jen.
All right, so we are now joined by two of our really good collaborators, supporters, friends. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Michelle Morgan, why don't you go first?
Hello, Michelle Morgan. I'm the Director of Nursing Initiatives at Johnson Johnson.
And then our good friend, Onike Williams.
Hi, everyone. Nika Williams, Director of Programs at UCLA Biodesign and the lead of Nursing Innovation at UCLA.
Love it.
We are so excited that you guys are here. I mean, this is a returning to AONL, bringing innovation sprints. Why is it important that nurses need to innovate? Why are you guys involved? And what kind of information, we'll come back to this, but what does the world need to know about nursing and innovation that perhaps they don't? But Michelle, why don't we start with you? Talk about why is Johnson Johnson involved in this?
Sure. So for J&J, we have been a supporter of the nursing workforce for over 125 years.
And it's something really core to who we are as a company, because we know that nurses are the backbone of healthcare and are incredibly vital for health systems and for patient care. And nurses also spend more time with patients than anyone else, and they are absolutely at the center, the nexus of care. And so if you want to think about where healthcare is going, how you improve healthcare, what the future is going to look like, you absolutely have to have nurses involved. And nurses have been innovators since the beginning of time. And I think that the real key is how do you get more resources, more support, more acknowledgement, more recognition for the insights they have, and provide more opportunities so they can bring their ideas to life.
And you're doing Johnson Johnson, and you specifically are doing that in a number of different ways. So I wonder if you can just highlight a few of the programs that you're supporting that really do support nurses as innovators in the healthcare space.
Sure. So I think one of our core beliefs is that nurse-led solutions are really important, and we see ourselves as hopefully facilitating that and really finding ways to catalyze that. So we support several programs that are all about nurse innovation and nurse leadership. One of them is the Nurse Innovation Fellowship, which we do in partnership with Marion in Penn Nursing in Wharton. And it's all about how we can support senior nurse leaders at different health systems to really identify a problem that is, causing issues within the health system, and give them the support from a design thinking, from an innovation, from a change management perspective, so that they can drive systems level change. We really want to see, find sort of those pivot points or those inflection points where we can hopefully improve the system for everyone, for nurses, for other healthcare providers, for patients, so that it is better able to deliver care and health care for everyone. So that's one of our core programs. We're also doing Nurse Hack for Health, which is an amazing program in partnership with SONSIEL and Microsoft. And that's an opportunity to bring nurse-led teams from different health systems together to think about innovation and to go through the hackathon process where you're iterating and ideating, developing ideas, and pitching them. And there is a pitchathon that is part of the process, and it's an opportunity to provide funding to bring those ideas to life. Because I think the skill set is incredibly important, but also having the funding to actually create the ideas and implement the ideas is also incredibly vital to what's needed. And the last thing I'll say is we also have a new partnership with AACN, the American Association of Critical Care Nurses, which is a nurse workforce academy. And that's all about helping to bring innovation to the direct care nurses and units within health systems to create healthier work environments. Because we know if the work environments aren't healthy, then there's more burnout, there's more turnover. And when you have a healthier workforce, you have better patient care, better outcomes, and oftentimes even better ROI within the health system, which is also very important. So that's just to name a few, but yeah, lots of great programs going on. Oh, Nika, it's your turn to jump in. Share with us, you have a really innovative role at UCLA, and you are here as well. So dive in and tell us about it.
Sure. I think the first question was, why is this important, right? Nurses are natural innovators. We just don't call ourselves that. Having spaces where we can empower and give nurses the tools to create new things, and hopefully then they will continue on and implement. The Johnson Johnson has set up such a continuum of programs that allow for support and helping you identify how do we have a problem, create a solution, and implement it into the hospital system. And nurses are fantastic at doing that. So having the platform to work and collaborate with other hospital systems is invaluable.
Why do you think this hands-on experience of a hackathon is so important? How does that translate skills in a way that the nurses might not get in other areas?
I think nurses they work with what they have. But in this situation, it allows you to think outside the box. And I think that is of the utmost importance when we're talking about creating something new and impactful. Having exposure to other hospital systems and hearing how other hospitals do the same thing can only lead to new creations. And it's that diversity of thought is wonderful and can only add to the nursing system.
We're excited about the rest of this day, you guys. We appreciate you stopping in and telling us everything that's going on. And we really believe that the power of networking, who you get to know in real life events, is just really where we should be. So you guys, thank you guys. We're going to see how the rest of this day unfolds, and let's see where we go from here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
People.
Not yet.
Oh.
All right, so we're here with Kim Nadell, one of our favorite people, who is the most recent past president of SONSIEL, and helping to organize the AONL Nurse Hack for Health Innovation Sprint. Kim, hi, friend.
Hi, friends. I feel like I'm back with my family again.
Right?
Kim, tell us what you do in your day job too, because I think people don't understand the incredible power. And you know what people not know is actually the way the three of us met was way back in 2016 at the first nurse event that we did as a hackathon. All of us were in very different stages of our career. We're in very different places. And it was when we found each other that through that spirit of shared connection and supporting one another, our lives changed into the roles of where we are today. But so Kim, tell us where that life is and brought you to today. What do you do in your day job?
So my day job is the director for the Center of Innovation at Mass General Hospital. And what we do is we actively elicit ideas from the front lines. We don't wait for them to tell us. We actually ask them. And then what happens is they come to my center for incubation and development, commercialization, whatever else goes on with innovation.
Kim is a huge resource. I send people to him all the time. People who are thinking about how to integrate innovation into a healthcare system. Kim is the model that I constantly am holding up for people to emulate. So just so you know that.
No, it
You're
really
getting a lot
is.
of emails. It's my fault.
It really is the first program that really started to develop inside hospitals for nurse-led innovation. It had never been done before.
That's right.
And it was
In a coordinated way, which I
Yes.
think is really important.
Exactly. And I'm just really lucky because I work in such a beautiful culture and supportive culture for nursing. So that helps.
Well, and maybe talk a little bit about SONSIEL, because, we know what SONSIEL is, and we think that most people know what SONSIEL is, but what is SONSIEL?
So back in the day, when Rebecca's idea was to really start an organization, because from hackathons and being around nurses always told us that they found their tribe. Mm-hmm. And so we sort of formalized it into an organization called the Society of Nurse Innovators, Entrepreneurs, Leaders, and Scientists. And now, much to our surprise, it's not just in this country, but we've become a global organization as well. It is amazing. Nurses are hungry. They know they have good ideas and they want to belong somewhere where they can do that.
They do. And, it's been so exciting to see the global scale, the sustainability, and also the access points. I mean, SONSIEL is showing up at the United Nations, ICN, AONL, places that before that innovation was still thought of as a fad, and now is sort of leading these conversations and really inspiring that generation of leaders and also next generation of nurses to see what's endlessly possible. And that's what's so exciting to come back after all these years, like 5-6 years later. And
5-6 years is like 9 years.
I know.
But SONSIEL started in 2019, but yes, we all met in 2016.
Yeah. It was like,
so I think we started a movement because you can just see it throughout the world, which is great.
It's great because, to your point, there are so many nurses who are longing for that type of community that feel alone, feel like they're the only ones at their institution who want to innovate, who want to make a difference, and don't feel like they have that support. And SONSIEL really is an organization that you can find your people and feel like you have that community to be able to take that leap and do the thing that you want to do and make that change.
Exactly.
And so, Kim, how can they find you? Where can we go and send people to get involved more with SONSIEL?
So I don't have a SONSIEL email, but you can just go on. We can just go on our website and reach out. And mention that you want to meet with any of us, and then that'll get back to us. So please do that.
SONSIEL.org.
Thank you.
SONSIEL.org. We'll put it in the show notes.
Yes, we will.
And beautiful things happen. Just start somewhere.
Love that. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so we have 3 of our attendees who are here at the AONL Innovation Sprint. So we're going to have them introduce themselves and then learn a little bit about why they wanted to do this pre-conference event.
I'm Tish Key. I'm the Director of Professional Nursing Practice at Children's Health.
My name is Lily Wright. I'm with Eastern Kansas VA in Leavenworth, Kansas.
Love it.
My name is Brennan Lewis. I'm Vice President of Nursing Excellence at Children's Health in Dallas.
We are so excited that you guys are here. And this is your first time doing a hackathon and design thinking event. Is that what we heard?
Yes.
And what are you guys thinking so far? I mean, people know that innovation is hard, but tell us a little bit of what your takeaways of why you wanted to come and participate in something like this.
Well, one of the reasons is we are wanting to engage nursing in innovation. We know that they are natural-born innovators, and we want to go back to our health system and build a program that really supports them in design thinking. And so we are excited to be here and start learning these tools.
I have to agree with what you just said there. I kind of go back to what you were saying, how we went to that hackathon, you had doctors, CEOs there, but basically they were making decisions and solutions to issues that nurses were having without seeking out what the issues were or the solutions to help them. So I'm here to try to be that voice for those nurses and bring some of those solutions back to them.
Well, I know all you need is a handful of nurses to come up with amazing and brilliant ideas. So I'm just here to learn how to work with that handful of nurses to do that.
And I would just like to say that Rebecca and I have been doing this work for a pretty long time now. And to be able to hear you all say that you want to be able to learn this methodology to bring it back to your nurses, it's like, it warms my heart in a way you will never understand, because for years we have been working with nurses at the bedside who wanted to innovate but did not feel like they had the support from their health systems or their nurse leaders to be able to do so. And so for you all as nurse leaders to take the time to come here to learn this methodology, to then be able to take it back to your staff and your hospitals is really just, like I said, just an incredible thing to hear, and so thankful that you all are taking the time to do that. It makes such a huge difference, not just to the nurses, but to your patients and the health system and the profession at large.
So you guys, as we're going through the rest of this day, we still have like 5 hours ahead of us. We're going to check back in with you guys. We want to thank you guys for doing these things. And the truth is, it's all in the power that you guys have as leaders. So thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Glad for the opportunity.
All right, so that was really fun.
You know, it's always so fun just to get with nurses and hear what they're thinking, what they're doing, and making things happen. And so that was part 1 of AONL for us today.
Hopefully we'll get to do a part 2, but this was our first opportunity to do an in-person live Love and Leary podcast. So we're looking forward to doing more of these and talking to more nurse leaders about why they're innovating.
You know, Marion and I met because of innovation, and it's been almost a decade later, and we're still at it. And hearing from these nurses that actually what used to be a fad is now taking root as a prominent division of what nurses want to invest in, it just shows that anything's possible.
Right? It shows that the work we've been doing all these years really is making a difference. Thanks for listening to the Love and Leary podcast. We hope this conversation sparked new ideas, challenged your thinking, and reminded you of the power nurses have to lead change.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it. You can find more episodes and join the conversation wherever you do your podcast listening.